Alright legends, kicking the habit, day 2. So here we are guys, it is almost 1 in the afternoon right now, and last night, the first night after a whole day of not smoking, was an absolute nightmare. Sleepless nights are here again. Oh gosh, I did not sleep well last night at all. The withdrawal symptoms hit me hard last night, even though I had the patch on and of course armed with the little inhaler. Puffed into that a lot during the night just to try and kick that sort of thing. There are certain times of the day when, as a smoker, you'll really want to reach for a cigarette, and for some reason, for me, it has always been a nighttime thing. It's, I have known to get up in the middle of the night just to have a cigarette, just to go back to sleep again. Just no one person is the same as another person. It's going to hit people in different ways. The majority of people will tell you it's first thing in the morning that gets them. Obviously I'll get that too, but the during the night thing, waking up with a craving, is a disaster altogether. After food is another thing. You've got a big dinner in you, a big meal, you head out somewhere to a restaurant or something, and you beat a steak into you, and that cigarette after a meal. People love it then. I used to be bad for that, not so much these days. I could sort of take it or leave it at that point, but the whole during the night thing last night was an absolute nightmare. That's been the hardest part so far. So got over that, up this morning, did a few things about the house, actually lay down again to kind of try and sleep it off. The first couple of days are an absolute nightmare. I was thinking on the lead up to this, would it be a good idea to start this at the weekend, especially this weekend. It's May Day weekend, so I've actually got Monday off work, so that's 3 days where I've got a heck of a lot of time in my hands, and when you've got time in your hands, you want to smoke. But I'm kind of glad I did do it now, because whenever that first couple of days worth of craving hits you, even though you're at work, the place where I work, and you can't get near a cigarette unless you're actually on a break, and it's just the sort of environment where you can get away for a break if you need it, but pretty much toilet breaks only. If you're caught going for a smoke, if you say you're going to use the toilet and they catch you going for a smoke, you're in trouble. But I thought I should leave it till I'm actually at work. Might make it a bit easier, but I actually got up this morning and I rolled back into bed again after breakfast just to kind of sleep it off a little bit, and that really did help the whole thing. So we're at this point of the day, I can't see me slipping up the rest of this evening. I've got the worst of it over me now, settled down, but that's insane. It's taken me right back to the trying to kick the prescription painkillers. It has been a very, very similar experience so far up to this point, and I'm really trying to make heads or tails of which is worse at this point as far as the withdrawal goes, because once your body is fully dependent on something and you cut that off, it's it's difficult. It's really difficult, and as I said in yesterday's video, definitely don't do this cold turkey. The willpower you would need to do that is people say willpower can do anything, and I agree with that to a certain extent, but whenever it comes to like a chemical dependence, your body needs help, or it's going to go into a form of shock. You know, it's not going to kill you, but it's just something that you can deal with a lot better if you have a couple of little aids to help you, like the patches and this here. So like, I don't want to get preachy on this, and if I can make it to the point where I can beat the last time I had quit. Though again, there's another thing I don't really like saying. I've quit smoking. That's one of these things where I don't know. You're just asking for trouble at that point if you're going to say I've quit smoking. I think the universe will conspire against you at that point. You say I'm not smoking right now. I'm a non-smoker, you know. But I'm not going to be one of these idiots. That there's a guy I work with, and he's a good bit older than me. Like, he's not a kick in the backside off retirement at this point, but he quit probably 10 years ago at this point, and like, he cannot pass anyone right now without giving them abuse for being a smoker. I'm never going to be that guy. I'm just going to be like, if I can get off this and stay off this, if somebody wants to smoke, you know, you do you. It's completely, it's life's all but choices. If you want to smoke, you smoke. I'm not going to get on your back for it. I'm just going to say, dude, I know where you're at, big man, and just like, there's nothing quite like a cigarette whenever you're a smoker. It's just it's one of these things that you'll do crazy things to get one. And quick story on that, funny story. We're going back probably 2007, 2008, and I was just a couple of years into the video making thing, and I had got a job one night. I was down in Port Stewart on the coast, and I was down there shooting a video for someone, and I was on my way home that evening. It was quite late. You're probably talking, it's just probably just after midnight. I was heading back up home, and there's a 24-hour garage in Coleraine. I was passing by there. That's the last stop at that time of night. There's no more shops open anywhere else in Northern Ireland at that point. And I looked down at the fuel gauge of the car, and I was on fumes. And it was a Thursday evening. No, sorry, was it a Thursday? I can't recall the day. I think it was either, no, it was a Thursday. That was it. Because I remember it all come down to money at the end of it all. And I looked down at the fuel gauge of the car. I was just approaching the garage, and I'm like, alright, I don't think this car is going to make it home tonight unless I get some fuel for her. So I pull in to the garage, and I go to the hole in the wall, and I stick my card in, and I check my balance, and I've got £10 in there. Because back in the days, it was stupid flipping spending, like living paycheck to paycheck as you do. And this was just one of these weeks where just the money did not stretch the entire way through the week. I had like £10 to my name, and cigarettes were below £10 at that point. So I left the tenner, and I'm walking back towards the car, and I reach into my jacket pocket and I bring out my pack of cigarettes. There's only one left in there. And then the internal argument starts in my head. So I'm standing at the garage in front of my car, pack of cigarettes in the hand, only one cigarette in it. The car is definitely not going to make it home with the amount of fuel it has in it. And I'm thinking, what do I do here? Do I buy fuel so I can get home, or do I buy cigarettes so I can keep the addiction going? Now, no surprise here. You're addicted to cigarettes. Choice is a simple one. Though not a very sensible one. I went into the shop, I bought cigarettes, went back to the car, drove away from the garage. Now, the predicament I was in then was, this car's not going to make it home. There's no point leaving Coleraine right now. I get paid on a Friday morning. And technically, the pay should go into the bank account at midnight on a Thursday night, the first hour of Friday morning. But it kind of floats a little bit. The time may not be accurate. It could be midnight, it could be 2 AM, it could be 3 AM, 4 AM, but by the time you get up to go to work in the morning, it's always there. So what I ended up doing was sitting in a car park just off the side of the garage at the Jet Centre in Coleraine for 3 hours, waiting for the money to come into the bank account. Now, this was before online banking, so you didn't have the little app on your phone where you could refresh your bank app to see if the money was in there. So I was constantly walking backwards and forwards from the car every 15 to 20 minutes to check the hole in the wall to see if the money was in there. I'm pretty sure the people that were manning the garage that night thought my head was completely gone. But that's where you're at with this sort of thing. It's insanity at its finest. Whenever you're a smoker, you get yourself into that situation where you need fuel or cigarettes. Chances are you're going to check the cigarettes. The decisions a smoker will make, does not shock me, never will. But that's where we're at today, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, guys. Hit that subscription button, share it along to all your friends, and tell them about this big idiot that's trying to get off the smokes, and join me in some more videos.